On Saturday, August 31st at 3:30 p.m. and at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, there will be an awesome battle of the Carolinas. It's North Carolina, it's South Carolina, the Tar Heels and the Gamecocks. And we're giving you a preview here on Lego on Fuego right now. Here's the thing, Mr. Fuego. Everybody already knows that we play Georgia, Alabama, and those taters of Clemson this year. Now that's a tough road, so we definitely need a W in the old column this year, and that's why I ain't worried about this game. This is one where we need to take care of business, and we know that. We're returning some excellent ball players on the defensive side of the field. TJ Brunson had himself 59 tackles last season. JC Horn is a stud. DJ Wanham can absolutely fly and get after it. And Javon Kinlaw is a beast. UNC's quarterback situation across the border looks to be a little bit of a pile of mess from where I'm standing. I see Cade Fortin looking like dung, Jace Reuter looking like poo, and Sam Howell looking like a steaming hot pile of shit. Is not as bad as you're leading on. Get out of here with that. Sam Howell is a 6 foot, 225 pound, 4-star recruit and the number 3 dual threat quarterback in his class. The other guys can ball too. We'll be aight. Plus, whoever lines up under center won't have to do too much to produce. Now, I know Clemson is Clemson, but still, that spectacular defense that you're talking about gave up 744 yards to them and 56 points. Doesn't exactly strike fear into me if that's what you were going for. And yeah, we had ourselves a little bit of a rough season last year, but we've hit the reset button. No more Larry Fedora and welcome in Mack Brown. And my man is so much better at coaching than he is at commentating. You guys better watch out. Watch out? For what? Are you gonna throw one of those 2 wins that you got last season at me? New coach or not, things don't work that fast. You were 2-9 last season overall and 1-7 in an atrocious ACC Coastal Division. Leave it to North Carolina to have only 1 win in a division whose best team overall had 8 wins. And that's counting bowl games. That is god-awful. No wonder why Clemson yawns their way to the playoffs every single year. Their division ain't much better. On the contrary, we were 7-6 overall and 4-4 in conference play. Not our best stuff necessarily, but not embarrassing like that of you Tar Heels. We're jacked up and ready to go this season. Hungry for our future with Will Muschamp. Jake Bentley returns this season, and last I checked, my dude had over 500 yards and 5 touchdowns against the eventual national champions. That's something to write home about, ain't it? I mean, it's alright, but every dog has its day. You forgot to mention, though, that he followed that up with a 17 for 39, 218 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions performance against Virginia. That, of course, was in the Belk Bowl. And you guys ended up losing 28-0 in that game. That's pathetic to an ACC team. You know, the conference that you're making fun of? I wouldn't keep cracking on us unless you like putting your foot in your mouth. Ah, shoot. I just realized, you guys are about to be taken to the woodshed twice in a row at Bank of America Stadium. That's dope. Y'all don't have Deebo Samuel anymore. Now you do remember, don't you, that he was the 4th pick of the 2nd round to the San Francisco 49ers. Without him and already terrible Jake Bentley, which, I mean, you guys should admit that. You're the ones that said he was going to develop into this awesome quarterback, and he hasn't. He'll be even worse. Samuel was a speedster and gave Jake a dynamic that he desperately needed. Without him, I expect your quarterback to be much like one of my favorite TV shows ever. Lost. Lost, my friend, will be your defensive secondary trying to find a way to cover Bryan Edwards. Edwards is going to fill the void of Deebo going pro just fine. He was already terrific last season. He'll be even better this go-round. 55 catches, 846 yards, 15.4 yards per reception, and 7 touchdowns. Those are some excellent numbers, and will be even more excellenter in 2019. On top of that, Bentley will have Rico Dowdle back there with him. 123 carries, 654 yards, 5.31 yards per carry, and 4 touchdowns. Those were his numbers in 2018. Now I imagine that a man who averaged 5.31 yards per carry could take some heat off his quarterback. Really? You really think that? I said it. Didn't I? Well, good. I'm glad we can finally agree on something then, because that's the argument I was going to use for our running back, Michael Carter. And what'd you say that Dowdle averaged per carry last season? 5.3 per. Ah, that's cute. Hey, what would you say is more? 5.3 or 7.1? Carry the 1. 7.1 off of 84 carries. And from the defense that I've seen you guys bringing out of Columbia, he might get that and then some in this one. Picture this. Your team is at Bank of America Stadium. Your defense is just getting thrashed. Carter's averaging 7.5 every time he touches the football. Your linemen are yelling at each other, the linebackers are chiming in, the secondary's giving the whole front 7 a cold shoulder because the safeties keep having to come up and help. The whole entire defense is frustrated. You know what I call that painting? Reality. And just when you start to stack the box because your defense can't stop the run, Daz Newsome goes over the top. The Tar Heels pull off the upset in week 1 and ride back home to Chapel Hill happy. What are y'all riding back in? That imaginary bus to go along with your imaginary fairy tale that you're making up? None of that's happening, buddy. USC in a blowout. So that's that. Every nook and cranny covered in this week 1 battle. With the information in front of you, what do you think? Who are you rolling with? Give me a Y and a score if you want to. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll be doing preview videos like this all year long. We'll be doing predictions. We'll have funny college football reaction videos like Scooter Magruder does. We'll have hilarious skits, and we'll also have Fuego Friday. What is Fuego Friday, you ask? It's where you ask me questions and I answer them on Fridays, as if my opinion matters. I'll be as brutally honest as possible, so thick-skinned people only, please. All this to come at the beginning of the season. If that sounds like a good time to you, please consider subscribing. I of course appreciate the ones who already have, and I'll see you guys in the next video.